Hey guys, let's get straight to it. This is the only video you're gonna need in order to hit 10K a month on the back end, right? Because I know you guys are tired of aggressively signing new clients, right? But not able to actually fulfill on your promises, right? And if you're not doing that, you're missing out on a lot of money, right? And as well as that, you're gonna have disputes. It's gonna be a complete headache, right? Let's imagine you sign 10, 15, 20 clients and those clients were all retained, right? It will just make your life easier. But anyways, stay tuned because in this video, I'll be showing you guys exactly how to do that, right? So first things first, right? What I want you guys to do is create an automated onboarding process, right? For me specifically, what I use is I use a software called Pably, right? In the software, I'm allowed to create multiple automations and integrate it to go high level, right? So essentially the steps that I have is, once the closer, right, closes the deal, I have a closer form. They submit the details, blah blah, phone number, email, contract value, all of that, right? Then inside go high level, I have an automatic contract which gets sent out to go high to the prospect, right? So that they can automatically sign, not DocuSign. I'm talking about something within the app itself, right? So you don't have to use multiple different source softwares, right? Everything's in Go High Level, right? The only other tool I suggest you guys use is Pably or something Notion or some not Notion, sorry, a Zapier or any external automation tool. But then again, right, once that's done, right, what I have in place is the onboarding. Once they sign the contract, onboarding form gets sent out, fill in all the details, and they book the onboarding call. And then bam, they're on call with me. We're going one-on-one in regards to doing the onboarding process, right? And the reason why it's important for you guys to have a system in place, right? Even if you're like five, maybe 0, 5, 10K, 7, 6, right? If you're trying to get to 10K and if you're trying to get 20, if you're trying to get 30, right? Without systems and these habits, right, you'll never get there, right? And it's better to have systems in place earlier on than have them later, right? Then again, right, it should not be the bottleneck, stopping you from closing deals. You should always focus on closing deals at the start. But then again, if you want to actually like scale, you need the system, right? So focus on both, but also put your main priority on closing if you're reaching 10K a month. When it comes to like, systems, once you start reaching 5K a month, implement the system so that you guys can make sure that when you hit 20K a month, you're not all messy and you don't lose all your clients, right? Anyways, next thing that you want to do is obviously fulfill your clients, right? And this is like the most simple, frame upward, the most simple thing that you should be doing, right? Is actually fulfilling them, right? But a lot of people struggle with that, right? So here's what I do, right? What I do first is I go in ads library, and I snipe, like I go look, for example, there's a bathroom modeling. I go for active ads and like, look, oh, this is a nice ad, this is a nice ad, this is a nice ad, right? There's a lot of nice ads on here, right? So essentially, I go on ones which have been running, for a long time. So I'll just scroll down, meaning that it was most likely a good ad, right? And that's pretty much it. And then I have already a proven ad that's working, right? Just copy paste that shit, copies and all that, right? Once I snipe the ad library, next thing that you want to do is AI, creative, and copy development. And essentially, it's never been easier to create creatives now, right? Obviously, if you guys want to use Canva, but nowadays you can just use ChatGPT. For example, hey ChatGPT, I have a client. He is called Ramirez Hardscapes. I need a picture creative. Give me 5 variation. Offer is $500 off, and the service is tree removal. Obviously, once you do that, you're gonna input the logo. You're gonna input any extra. Oh, what is the copy? Sorry. Make make me the creative. So just loading, and you'll see that it's gonna pop up, right? But so yeah, that's pretty much it. You'll see that's gonna pop up. Let's just wait a bit, and let's wait for it to load, right? So it's gonna give you a pretty generic thing, but if you keep like inputting fields, and you can even upload, the prospect's logo, all the materials that and it will prompt ChatGPT to make a very nice creative, right? So if you don't want to use Canva, you can use AI, right? Okay, and once you want to make like copies, right, what I suggest you guys do is use AI again, right? Use ChatGPT, go on the winners, and copy it, right? Just copy, and I'm just giving an example. Just copy. I'm just gonna pause this. I feel like you guys get the point. Copy it. Be like, make me a creative. Make me a copy for Ramirez Hardscapes. Okay, his service area is Lynn. Okay, so see, exactly, that's what, and you like 5 variations. You'll do the same for the headlines, like you just snipe it, boom, snipe it from here, and the body, you just snipe all of it, put it in here, or you can just say, you know, make me a headline, make me a headline, right? It's pretty straightforward. I'm not gonna show you how to make the headline, make this, make that. Is you just literally just type it. If you can't do that, you're a bot, right? So once you have the systems in place, you know, we have all the inputs. What you want to do is obviously do the service, right? So obviously you're gonna have to apply it to you know, Facebook, right? And essentially here you guys can see that one of my clients has spent, you know, $7,000 with us so far, meaning that I'm not bullshitting you, right? But I have another video in terms of like specifically in service delivery, right? So it's pretty simple, right? And I'll just go fast forward through it. Essentially what you guys are going to be doing is you're going to create a campaign, always word of broad, right? And sometimes, like if you want to do interest, you can ask ChatGPT, hey, I'm in this market, right? I have this population size. What creatives is going to work best for this market? What targeting is going to work for best this market and this audience size and this service, right? If you ask these questions, it will tell you specifically, right? But as of now, I just do broad, you know, as a custom on here, you put the audience, right? And then that's the ad set, right? And then the creatives, this is where you put the creatives, right? And the leads, you know, this is the campaign, you just create the campaign, you know, you just campaign budget, here they put the budget, here spending $60, right? It's pretty straightforward stuff, right? I have another video on that specifically, right? Next thing that you want to have obviously in place is you want to have automations, right? In order to get your clients results, right, you need to make sure that you are delivering them a service, right? Meaning that you have to go all the way to make sure that they stay and retain with you, right? And then one thing that you can do in order to, you know, achieve that, you know, and make sure that you're not going to churn them is just by helping follow up with these leads, right? So essentially, let's take a look here, right? So if you see here, right, you go, if I go on here, right, and then as you can see here, as soon as the lead comes in, I have an automation saying, you know, this Genie, is this the contact name, right? And then it follows up with a question mark, and then I give them a call, and then once I book the lead, you know, I have another automation trigger, you know, saying that, you know, this is the date and time, right? So this is please confirm it, right? Essentially, that's pretty much it, right? So this is like pretty much the framework that you guys want to be using when it comes to delivering clients results, right? If you actually want the systems, right, just drop me a DM on Instagram. I'm more than happy to help out, right? So anyways, guys, see you later. Have a great rest of your day.